The name Pizz kind of started really as an in-joke. Pizz being short for pizzicato, and it stuck. The spelling invites different ways of pronouncing it, which ought to be pronounced Pizz, but we don't get personally upset if people call it Pizz. If it takes it any further than that, then we might get upset. But
my role within the company, within Pizz Productions, is essentially management and marketing. It involves the obvious things like gigging and so on. So we try to take a lot of the pressure off of people to offer a friendly face and a helping hand. I have been a teacher for 20 years. I work with an awful lot of young people. I think it's nice to be able to bring that to your business face as well.
my main role within Pizz Productions is an engineering producer. I do the sound engineering, I do the recording, I do the mixing, as well as a lot of the creative production and arrangement. I'm primarily responsible for looking after all the technology. I teach both sound and video production and engineering and technologies at 2 institutions. What I do within Pizz Productions fits perfectly the balance of technology and creativity that interests me. It's putting those tools at the disposal of the artists that we work with that I think is really powerful. We don't run our studio as a demo generating studio. It's a kind of project studio primarily aimed at those projects that we're working on long term.
Punk metal in my device, stuff from Joe Morris, from The Little Man, which is much more edgy and politically motivated than Joe's stuff is. We've recorded Al Harris, really spacey, way out, hippie kind of music, and as a result we've started to build up a catalogue. Some parts of it have been released on the internet, iTunes, CD Baby, various things like that.
Excellent.
I've been working with Pizz for about 2 years now. Started off doing one day's recording and kind of started from there that we all wanted to do an album together. So spent kind of 2 years developing stuff and getting a sound and rehearsing and doing gigs.
She came to us with the idea of doing a demo so she could get back into the kind of pub gig circuits. I really like the sound of her voice, and so I said, well, do you want to do something for a bit longer term, maybe a couple of years, develop an album? We've started kind of performing with Jo as well, giving her a backline to sing in front of.
We kind of worked out between us that we actually have all the musicians we need, so we stopped thinking about auditioning and started doing gigs as a group.
And that means she can do more of her songs, and they're sounding more like the songs that we're recording. The fact that we perform as well as produce, so we're in front of the microphone as well as behind it, helps when we're working with artists because it gives us an affinity and an understanding of something of the pressures that they're going through. We're kind of integrated into the music scene that we're involved with when we can take a fairly analytical look at the material that they're performing.
Listening to people's music and asking what more does that need, and hearing the things that are missing, as well as being able to stand back and say, well, actually, that's fine, it doesn't need any more.
A really good collaborative and creative process that is taking the songs on further and further. We've spent a lot of time thinking about how to optimise this project studio. Artists love to be in here. They come and listen in here, they sit and chill, and we chat and listen to the stuff, and it's a very easy listening space. We've kind of opted for a mixed analogue and digital environment. I record everything digitally onto computer, but I use valve-based compressors, valve preamplifiers, particularly for vocals.
Coming home to familiarise.
You're starting off with very good quality recording to start with, that's the key. And then the processing you do kind of offline in the mix, you can do that digitally.
Just generally having fun. It's not kind of a scary music industry at all. It's just really nice, like family.
Oh no! No, he won't walk back in.